The alignment of compensation and business strategies. Today we discuss about this. So compensation is a key element in the success of any business. Although compensation plans were not always seen as a strategic business initiatives, their huge impact on a company's bottom line, recruiting, retaining, and motivating people has led to compensation design being considered an important element to achieving success. Compensation and business strategic alignment. In the essentials that a fair, competitive, and attractive compensation plan is created in order to ensure the future success of the company. If the compensation plan is carried out properly, it can improve organizational effectiveness, support human capital requirement of a business, and motivate and reward achievement of key corporate strategic and financial goals. It is thus essential that compensation plans are well thought out and effectively designed. Compensation is the answer to attracting, retaining, and motivating employees who have the necessary competencies to carry out the business strategy and handle greater responsibility. Manager must take note on the reward that motivate their employees. If this is not done, it may result in a mismatch between the strategies being used by managers to motivate their employees and the motivational rewards that the employees prefers. This mismatch, as well as failure of the part of the managers and employees to reach common ground in the pursuit of organizational objectives, can result in firms failing to successfully implement their business strategies. Employees will perform at a low level, doing only what is least expected of them when the reward system are not aligned to their needs. They will not be motivated to put the extra effort so that the organizational goals can be achieved. It is therefore important for all firms to regularly assess the rewards that motivate employees. So, approach to challenges. Different organizations have different compensation policies in place. Matching compensation policies to business strategies leads to greater organizational performance. Some organizations are quick to introduce a new compensation program based on what they have heard about it. The problem is that it may not fit with their organizational strategic directions. Only programs that can move the organizational further along its strategic path should be identified and implemented ultimately. So compensation strategies seek to either decrease cost or increase revenue relate to competitors. So compensation professionals play an important role in helping organizations put their business strategies into effect by introducing appropriate compensation plans. Compensation experts need to be at the uh, focal point where strategy, organizational effectiveness, and human capital management coverage. It is important that they have a clear understanding of business, the organizational issues, and the directions in which the company is headed. Organizational employees and business needs must be balanced with the financial and strategic goals of the company. Only then can the right compensation strategy be developed to motivate, rewards, and sustains high level of performance. When this balance is found, a company can effectively use compensation to execute and achieve desired business results. Now we discuss about four examples. It is a company's strategy is to be innovate. The strategy will focus on new products and a short response time to market trends. The compensation strategy must be tailored to align with the business strategy. A supporting compensation strategy will thus place less emphasis on evaluating skill and jobs, and more emphasis will be placed on incentive design to encourage innovations. A cost cutting business strategy will focus on efficiency and doing more with less. To support the business strategy, compensations policy will focus on competitors' labor costs. So, variable pay will be increased and productivity will be emphasized. A company with a customer focused business strategy will focus on pleasing customers, and employees will be paid accordingly to how will they do this. The compensation strategy will thus include customer satisfaction incentives in order to do better than its competitors. A firm must come up with ways in which it can add value by matching its business and pay strategies. When business strategies change, pay systems must also change. Organizations want to see the returns that they are getting from paying incentives, benefits, and event-based pay. The companies are starting to relate or realize that they sharing in the economic gains of achieving targets. They keep employees motivated to reach increasingly difficult goals. When there is a clear line of sight between work and reward, employees will work harder to achieve goals and receive the reward. It has been suggested that performance based pay works best when there is a success to share. Organizations can pay larger bonuses and stocks awards when their profits or market share is on the rise. By paying bonuses fairly, employee attitudes and work behaviors improve, which in turn improve their performance. One of the major challenges in managing total expansion or compensation is to understand how the pay systems can be added value and create a more successful organizations. Now we discuss about the internal alignment. Internal alignment refers to comparisons among jobs or skills levels inside a single organization's. Jobs and people's skills are compared in terms of their relative contributions to the organizational business objectives. Internal alignment is not only concerned with the pay rates for employees doing equal work, but also for those employees doing different work. One challenges that manager face is how to determine different in pay for people doing different work. And employee decisions to stay with the organizations to become more flexible by investing in additional training or to seek greater responsibility is influenced by the pay that they received. A compensation systems should not stand in the organizational way of retaining talented and productive employees. One of the main cause of the employees turnover is inadequate compensations. So tensions will result if employees feel that they are not being treated equally, and this may cause employees to reduce their future efforts or change their perceptions regarding reward for their efforts or leave the organization. Managers or management goals is to minimize turnover and lost productions due to feeling among employees that they are not being compensated equitability in order to ensure greater equity among jobs. A process known as job evaluation may be embarked upon whereby a systematic relationship between the pay scales for job within an organization is created. Job evaluations job evaluations is the systematic determinations of the relative worth of a job within the organizations that results in an organization's pay system. So when comparing jobs, the following factors are taken into account: the skills needed to complete the job, the effort needed to perform the job, the responsibilities of the job holder, and the working conditions of the job. Job evaluations is performed in order to develop a system of competition that employees will consider to be fair, and this way internal consistency among job is obtained. Internal consistency thus refers to the relationship between the pay structure, the design of the organizations and the work. It is important to design a pay system that supports the workflow, is fair to employees and directs their behaviors toward organizational objectives. Many organizations are dividing their employees and creating different compensation plans for the different employees groups. For example, the executive teams will be compensated one way while a different approach will be used for the sales team, and yet another set of the rules will apply to those working in the admin department. In today's business environment, a one size fit all approach is no longer effectiveness. Compensation methods have undergone a number of change over the years, such as the use of the performance pay, other contingent systems of reward, the flattering pay of pay scales, and fewer but broader pay grades and flexible cafeteria style benefit systems. This new approach to compensation is known as strategy pay and is much more suitable to today's changing organizational environments and structures. Strategic pay flows from and implements an organizational business strategy. The old methods of compensations were associated with job evaluated pay structures, times, and seniority. These old methods were appropriate for hierarchical organizations who have operated in a stable environment. So, internal pay structures must be designed in such a way that employees will be motivated to achieve the organizational objectives. There must be a clear line of sight between each job and the objectives of the organization. It is also essential that the structure is fair to all employees. To motivate employees, management can build the following ideas into their strategic pay structure: increase the proportion of pay contingent of on performance, increase the potency of variable pay by making base salaries only moderately competitive, broaden the range of the incentive schemes to include linking pay to group and organizational performance as well as individual performance, identify new performance measures of business success, and introduce flexibility into compensation plans so that rewards extend beyond monetary ones to include prizes and recognitions. So, pay structures vary among organizations depending on the number of the levels within the organization. The pay differentiate between the levels, and the criteria used to determine the levels of the differentiate, that is work content and its value. People are usually paid more of their jobs required more knowledge and skills than another job if their working conditions are unpleasant. So, the government policies, law, and regulations also have an impact on the internal pay structures. Our law gives everybody the right to fair compensation. This is also known as the right to living wages. Law have also been put in place to govern minimize wages. Pay related legislation tries to achieve social welfare objectives by regulating economic forces. The government has influenced compensations by legislating pay levels, hours of work, pay for overtime and holidays, non-discriminatory pay practices. So union, stakeholders and the political groups also influence the internal pay structures in order to promote solidarity among members. So if the important factors influencing the internal pay structures is whether or not the employees involved accept it in order to assess the fairness of their pay. Employees compare the pay and they receive to that which other receives for doing different jobs in the same internal structure. They also look for what others are paid for doing the same job at competitive employers. So the following three factors shape external competitiveness: labor market factors, product market factors, and organizational factors. Together, these factors influence pay level and pay mix decisions. So the employers can design their pay levels and mix in such a way that a single signal is sent to both current and future employees as the kinds of behavioral that they are required. This is known as signaling. For example, if the organizational base pay is below the market rate but they offer good bonuses, they may be sending a signal that employees who are risk takers are required if the organization pays the market wages and offers no performance based pay. So that's for the video, my friends. If you like my videos, MBA channels, please subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot for your time.